Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator, and welcome back to, we're about halfway, time-wise, we're about halfway through our trip from Salt Lake City to Vernal, but distance-wise, we've barely left Salt Lake. I don't even think we've gone past Provo yet. So let's get back on the road here. All right, traffic looks all right. Let's get back on the road here, and we'll figure out what's what. So brake is off. We got some room there. We got some room there. Here we go. So it's been kind of a crazy week in gaming. There've been a lot of things happening that some of them I expected, some of them I did not. But they've all been good things, I think. For me, they have. And we need to get over. There we go. Beautiful. One thing that happened was Road to the Black Sea dropped for ATS. That's going to be a fun DLC. That sounds like an odd thing to say. Fun DLC? What do you mean? Alright, pull in where? Pull in here? I think... Yeah, this is the only truck scale ahead that I see. So I think we are going to have to pull in here. Okay. So yeah, that looks like a fun DLC, and I know that sounds like a weird thing to say, like DLC, you know, whatever. But it really does look like a fun one. I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's cool that we're going to be going all the way into Turkey. And then Shamrock Valley dropped for Farm Sim, very unexpected. Is it here? Yeah, it is here. Okay. So I made a video of that, and that's why the week has been a little bit off. I did Euro Truck Sim when normally I would do a farm sim. Then I did a farm sim when I would normally do ATS, and now it's Sunday for you. Do that, 71,000, that's not bad. And now it's Sunday for you. Normally there'd be no video, and instead we've got an ATS video that's making up for yesterday, and it just goes on and on. It's chaos, I tell you. It's chaos, but what are you gonna do? So that the Shamrock Valley map is very cool. I will say this as many times as I need to, I continue to be amazed that map makers and modders do this for us and then they just give it away. That's amazing to me. Very, very cool on their part, and it certainly changes the way these games play for us. So there. Looking good there. Can't really tell how good we're looking over there, but I think we're okay. There we go. And then I also saw, I've been, I take a little hiatus from sim gaming periodically. And I've been away from racing sims for probably about 6 weeks. Just taking a little bit of a break. I can burn out on anything, but I can particularly burn out on race sims because it can be intense, particularly iRacing. iRacing has an inevitability. You can't pause iRacing, and there's definitely no rewind. If you're in a race, you are in a race. And if you make a mistake, you're stuck with it. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Some race sims have that rewind feature. I think that's amazing. What a great solution to a problem where if you like doing longer races or if you like running harder or more realistic difficulty, that one mistake doesn't ruin the past hour of gaming experience for you. You just back it up for 5 seconds and undo that mistake. Well, obviously, you can't do that in iRacing. And that's probably for the best. The thing about iRacing is, if nothing else, iRacing will reveal you. And I think that's something that I really enjoy about it. You know, I'm a pretty good sim race driver, I must say, till I get on iRacing. And I think two things that are at work there. One is iRacing tends to attract people that are only very serious about sim racing because it is very difficult. It is, the graphics are not great. It is a race sim, first and foremost. The immersion that you get in iRacing is because you're racing against other people. It's not from the graphics. It's not even from the sound, which is not the best either. It's strictly the experience of racing against other people. So I think it tends to attract better drivers, right? it's unforgiving. It's kind of a hardcore sim. And so while I think I'm, this badass sim race driver on other race sims and racing games, and you get into iRacing and you are revealed, and I am, I've licensed up, my safety rating is good, but it's really taking a lot of effort to get up into those top splits. So that aspect of it, that sort of relentless aspect, can burn me out, and I step away from it now and then, and I have stepped away from it. And in the meantime, since I've stepped away from it, they've gone with they update the game in a major way, probably 2 or 3, sometimes 4 times a year. And it's always, some of the updates are bigger than others. This one's pretty big. They've got a new damage model. They've got a new tire model. New tire model is typical for every update. Almost every update has a new tire model. No new cars, I don't think, this time. There were new cars last patch. A couple of new tracks, and they've redone some old tracks. But the biggest deal for me is they have spec maps now on skins, and what that means is I've skinned all my cars. I've made my own skins for my cars, and they are all raw carbon fiber. And in real life, as well as in sim life, I prefer no clear coat on my carbon. I like it dark, black, like a piece of coal, like a hole in time and space that you can stick your hand into. And so now with the adjustability, with the surface materials adjustability, I can make that happen. So I'm going to spend today, Saturday, reskinning my cars. Now I'm hoping, because it said on their on the changelog, it said they have not done all the cars yet. I imagine just the most popular ones to start with. So I don't know if all my cars will have the spec maps available for me to work with, but we'll see. And the ones that don't, it's a shame, because one of my favorite cars in the sim is the Ford GT3, which is an absolute dog of a car. Now I've seen, it looks like, man, it's one of those things that when you find yourself noticing it, it's like, am I noticing this or am I just noticing it? I feel like I'm noticing it, but maybe I'm just noticing it. And what I'm noticing is the GT3 appears to have a splitter and a diffuser, and it never did before. And the reason that's relevant is that the Ford GT3 was rumored to be, or to have been, sort of abandoned by the developers. It was never really a GT3 car. Nobody drives it. It's not competitive. It's very difficult to drive. It's not competitive. And so, of course, I drive it because I just like the brand and I like that particular car. But if they've added those external features to it, which in iRacing everything actually matters, so if they put a splitter and a diffuser on it, those are things that you can then adjust and set up, and they will impact the performance of the car. If they've done that, does that mean they've started to send some love toward that car? And are they going to try to make it more contemporary? I mean, there's no reason to. On the international GT3 scene, that car is it's a non-entity. It's not, nobody drives it, nobody races it. I know there are some people racing the new GT, the 2017 GT in GTE class, but for GT3, no, it's not almost not a real car, right? It's like a fantasy car, because that's just not used in racing. But they certainly seem to have made some upgrades and improvements to it, and I don't know if that means the car can be competitive enough that I can drive it. And I don't mind finishing off the back in a car that I love. That sounds weird to say, but that's it's the experience. It's not necessarily winning every race. And I do feel like, I know iRacing does their best to prevent sandbagging, but I feel like there is some sandbagging going on. And there's also, honestly, there's just aliens. There are just people that, it doesn't matter what rig you put them in, it doesn't matter how high dollar or low tech their rig is, they can just go faster than other people. And when I see, I turn an absolute madness of a qualifying lap, driving way over my head, almost wadding the car up numerous times, just barely making it across the finish line. This is my best lap time ever by half a second or something. Just a scorching lap, and I'm still mid-pack. And first position. P1 is another second faster than me, and I think I barely found that half second without killing myself. There's no way I can find another full second in a lap. I just can't do it. So it's for me, then that makes finishing mid-pack okay. And it makes me wonder about real racing. And the saying is that nobody makes money in racing. Everybody loses money. People do it because they really, really love it. But teams lose money, drivers lose money, owners lose money. Everybody loses money in racing. You just do. And I mean, maybe at the highest level, Formula One, it's a little bit different, but I think for a lot of people that's absolutely true. It's an extremely expensive hobby. It's something that they really love doing. And so, mid-pack runners, do they know or care? I mean, I know everybody that's in a race wants to win that race, obviously. Everybody would love to win that race. But are there people in a race at any level, from club level up to Blancpain or FIA, are there people that know, hey, you know what, I'm never going to win a race, but I'm having a great time here fighting for 10th? I don't know. I assume that to be the case. I know when I was racing mountain bikes, something that I was told, a good bit of advice that I got was, you're going to have 80 people start this race. Depending on, hang on, let me concentrate here. Depending on the series, depending on where in the country I was racing, I would be advanced or expert, but never pro. And then there's one above. Yeah, a lot of places have above expert is elite. Okay. Oh, we're almost out of fuel too. No, there's a fuel stop here. I'm going to risk it. I think we can make it to our destination with what we've got in the tank. And I don't want to spend the time stopping for fuel. So I guess what I'm getting at is I was probably about 2/3 or maybe 3/4 of the way up the scale of like how good I was as a mountain bike racer. I certainly wasn't a pro, and I wasn't like the highest category of amateur. I was the one under that. And there would typically be a lot of people in my category, especially in Colorado, which is mountain bike crazy. Everybody mountain bikes in Colorado. There'd be 80 people, 100 people, 50 people, mass start. And sandbagging, of course, so you could see who's going to be off the front very, very quickly. And away they go, right? And we got 90 minutes of this, so they're gone. We're not catching those people. And a good piece of advice that I got was just ride at a good, steady pace, 80-90%, leave a little in the tank, and look around you to see who is hanging with you. See who's just in front of you that you can't quite catch. See who is just behind you that you can't quite drop, and just race with those people for the next hour and a half. And if you end up, an hour and a half later, if you end up sprinting for P15, great, man. That's still, you're still competing, even if you are competing in the mid-pack. So I imagine that's true at I don't want to say the highest levels, but at those levels of real racing. I assume that's true as well. Oh, this is all coming together. We're running out of fuel. We're running out of daylight. We're running out of time. And we're arriving at our destination like all at the same time. This is perfect. We are turning left. We are in Vernal. Beautiful. And now we got to take it back through here. So yeah, what was the point of all that? I don't know really. I love iRacing. I really, really do. It kicks my ass. It's so hard. If you haven't tried it, I would definitely recommend it. It is a wheel and pedals game. You can't really do it on a gamepad. I'm told that you can't even use a gamepad, but then other people say, oh, sure you can, because you can dupe your PC into seeing anything as anything with that USB spoofing software. So certainly you could use a gamepad, but I feel like it would be disrespectful to all the people that are on wheels, you know, for you to be... It would be really, really tricky to race in that game with a gamepad. So it is a wheel and pedals kind of game. And it is, it will humble you. I don't know how good you are in a fake race car, but definitely recommend it. So we want to turn here. Ooh, the roads are getting narrower. Is this even a road? It certainly is. Okay. We're going to clear back there? We clear. Okay. Alright, so this is Vernal, huh? It's a little spooky, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where they're taking us out here in the desert. And was there anything else? I think there might have been. Yeah. I think there might have been something else. There was that, there was that, there was that. There's a new Train Sim World DLC next week. There is a new Spin Tires DLC next week. Oh, we didn't have to take this road. We could have gone around. Satnav, what are you doing, man? Alright. Says we got a dead end. We certainly do. I'm loving the gates, by the way. This is very cool. Turn right. Okay, so I'm not going to go through the gate. I'm going to go down here. Oh, dear. Every time this happens, I think to myself, you know what? Somewhere in the world right now, a real truck driver, this exact same thing is happening to them. They're heading down into some job site, construction site, quarry, whatever. They're doing exactly what we're doing. Now, I am concerned because we've got tandems on here, and so we can't really back up. So I feel like every move we make is critical in order to not get jammed up back here. Oh, this is going to be tight. This left is going to be tight. All right, so we want to go way over here. Let's get these off first. We want to go way over here, and then we're going to flip it all the way around. All the way around. Like so. And like so. All right. So far, so good. I'm going to stay out here. And then in here. Still good back there. Okay. Up onto the scale. Oh no, we're not skipping parking. Not after all that. We're going to make this happen. And now right in here. Beautiful. And like so. I think we made it. I think this all worked out. There we go. Fantastic. And we're just about to fall asleep. So, set the brake. Parking lights on. Engine is off. Let's see how we did. We were not late. Fantastic. And beautiful. Not quite level 37, but we're getting there. There you have it. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of American Truck Simulator. We'll see you next time. Take care now.